Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Commander's Forge. I am your host, Andy Bentley, and the Commander's Forge is an area for me to talk about magic, Commander, and much like this week, anything that I feel I need to talk about. And I do take measures to keep the podcast clean, without cussing, to the best of my ability. I might not be able to hold it all in this week, but let's get down to it. Alright. I got another notice from our illustrious Department of the Treasury, the good old IRS, basically telling me they're going to levy my wages because I can't afford to pay them. I also haven't been able to contact them in any of the time since they first sent the notice, because you can't get through. And do you know why you can't get through? Because they are cracking down on so many people right now. And I did a little math, little investigative work. 99% of the people that they are cracking down on make less than $25,000 a year. Most of those people live paycheck to paycheck, like myself. Yeah, I just do with that information what you will. That said, I need help. If you want to help, you can go to the GoFundMe that's in my link tree, or you can go to my Patreon and help me out that way. Or if you've got money to burn, I have a fully built Sliver Overlord deck that I'm willing to sell for $1,500. Just throwing it out there. And if you're interested, DM me on Twitter. Well, let's talk about this tax situation that I've been in. And how I know that it's affecting more people. Because I've talked to people just that I work with that make roughly the same as I do, and they're all getting hit by the IRS. And then I started talking to some other people around me because I live in a fairly rural area. And it seemed like 9 out of every 10 people I talked to were getting hit by the IRS. I'm trying to remain calm. As calm as I possibly can. Because I am like one bad day away from just dropping everything and selling drugs or robbing banks. That's calm. The alternative at this point is I just kind of drop everything and become a hermit and you never fucking hear from me again. That's about where I am. I just... my head cannot deal with much more stress. Then again, I could always just walk into the woods and nobody would ever see me again. Or there's the other option, but that's the option that I won't take yet. I just... do you know how much it hurts when you were always the friend that would stand up and help everyone else? and then it's your turn to ask for help, and you first don't want to, but then even when you do, they just tell you to screw off. I guess I'm just tired of being the good friend. And I'm sure I'm going to piss off a lot of people when I stop being the good friend. But at this point, I don't think I have enough compassion left to care. I have nothing left to give. I can only be broken down so many times before I just give up. I think that's going to be it for this part of the podcast. And I will kick it to my normal Patreon ad, and then I'm going to go drink, and then I'll come back later and record the second part when I don't feel like I want to punch through my monitor. Hey, did you know that for as little as $1 a month, you can help support this podcast? All you have to do is go to patreon.com/commandersforge, and that is CMDR_forge. That's it. That's all I got to say about it. If you want to help support the podcast, you can go there. And we're back. And I've had a chance to calm down. And the thought occurred to me that if somebody's going to want to buy the sliver deck, I should probably go over what I have included in it. So, to start off, it is a Sliver Overlord deck. And the Sliver Overlord that I have helming it is the version from Secret Lair. But the deck does also include Sliver Legion, Sliver Hive Lord, the first Sliver, and of course the Sliver Queen, if you wanted to change it up. Next on the list of things that will make it fairly desirable, it is running a full set of the fetch lands, all 10 of them from Polluted Delta to Flooded Strand. As far as some other noteworthy cards, we do have 8 of the Shocklands in there. I believe it's missing a Breeding Pool, and I'm not entirely sure what the other one is at this point. But we have a foil artist proof signed Expropriate in there. It is numbered 24 of 30. We also have a foil Sylvan Library, a Mana Echoes, Cyclonic Rift, Mirari's Wake, Prismatic Omen, Coat of Arms, and threw in a Wilderness Reclamation in there for fun times. There are additionally 41 other slivers. Slivers like Quick Sliver to give them all flash, Diffusion Sliver to make them harder to target, because I guess it does basically give them Ward 2 at this point. If you were to pump them, of course we have the Mana Weft and the Gem Hide for mana production. A couple of things to make them unblockable, like Shifting Sliver or Shadow Sliver. see, we've got like bone side sliver gives them double strike. One of the most important keywords to have at any time on the field with slivers is haste. So I made sure that I had a few that give haste. Starting with Reflex Sliver, just a 2/2 for 4 that gives them all haste. Blur Sliver is a 2/2 for 3 that gives them all haste. Cloud Shredder is a 1/1 for 2 that gives them flying and haste. It just, yeah, there's a million different ways this deck can play out, but it's basically a toolbox of slivers. Oh, I missed one. Firewake Sliver. There's a 1/1 for 3 that, says all slivers have haste, but it also gives you the ability to pay 1, sacrifice a creature to give another sliver +2/+2 till end of turn. Things to regenerate, pump power, throw some counters, make some tokens, first strike, lifelink. It's a very disgusting deck to play against. Very high power deck, not quite CEDH, but definitely made to hang with some very powerful decks. And it can be yours. Just hit me up on Twitter. I mean, I guess on TikTok, whatever. I don't know. That's basically it. I'm not going to do a full deck tech of any kind. I just say, if you do enjoy what I'm doing, and you would like to continue seeing me do what I'm doing, I need some help. It's that simple. All of my pertinent links are included in my link tree in the description, and I think I just need to go lay down for, I don't know, ever. I'll see you next time. That brings us to the end of the podcast. I would like to thank Nate and Erica Jacobs for designing my logo, and Cody Mulpey and Ian Foss for allowing me to use a sample of music from their band The Crypt. The podcast can be found on YouTube by searching Commander's Forge. The podcast is Commander's Forge, that is CMDR_Forge on Twitter. I can be found on Twitter at BentzMr, that is BENTZMR. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time, and until then, here's to fun games and sick plays.